Jefferson County Court, number 2 is back in session, clause number 332516. Case of style of state of Texas versus John Paul Trimble. Mr. Trimble, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Trimble, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Trimble, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Trimble, you may put your hand down. Mr. Trimble, I have a document before me. This document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Mr. Trimble, do you recognize this document?
Yes.
Mr. Trimble, is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Trimble, are these your initials stating that you want your case to be reset so you can hire your own attorney?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Trimble, prior to signing and initialing this document, did you read the document?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Trimble, we're gonna have you to stand in front of our court coordinator, and she will reset your case. And once your case is reset, you will be free to go. Okay? Okay, who's next? Sir, you may come on up. Okay. Okay, this is, sir, what's your full name? Okay, Mr. Chambers?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see, this is clause number 3, 2, 4, 4. Okay. Okay, Mr. Chambers, this is cause number 332494, case of style of state of Texas versus Yafet Jamal Chambers.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Chambers, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Chambers, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
That is correct.
Okay, Mr. Chambers, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Chambers?
I'm great. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine. Now, Mr. Chambers, have we met before?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and
Not in court.
oh, no.
Not in court.
No, not in
Yes.
court. That's what I mean. We met before.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Chambers, I think, yeah, I do know you, and I think I know your mother. Is that correct? Miss Shashawn?
That is correct.
Can't think of the first name, but
Rose.
Rose Shashawn. Okay, so Mr. Chambers, what I'm gonna do, I need to get the prosecutor down here to disclose that fact to the prosecutor. There may be a conflict that I may have. And so what we're gonna do at this time, I'm gonna have you to have a seat. The prosecutor is gonna come down from the district attorney's office. If it's a legal question, I can't ask you a legal,
No.
yeah.
No. I was just told that if I was hiring an attorney, I was just told that I could fill it out and go back to work so I can afford the papers. I was just asking that question.
Oh, yeah, you state you want to hire an attorney.
Yes.
And as it states here, if you want to hire an attorney, your case will be reset to give you time to do
And
that.
also, do they give just a slip, like just saying?
Oh, yeah, you can get an excuse showing that you were in court. Yeah, it's not a problem. Just have a seat and we'll call you back up in a little bit. Let me see, who else? Gentlemen. Sir. Oh, we need to turn the camera down. Okay, sir, you can, okay, is that Hector Maldonado?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hold on a minute. Okay. This is calls number 332-524, cases South State of Texas versus Hector Ernesto Maldonado or Hector Ernesto Maldonado Jr. Is that your full name?
Yes, Junior.
Okay, Mr. Maldonado, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Maldonado, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes,
Mr. Maldonado, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Maldonado?
I'm doing fine. What you-
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Maldonado, I have before me a document that is titled. You fill out the affidavit too? Okay. You just fill out everything on there. Now, Mr. Maldonado, I have before me in cause number 332-524, a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Mr. Maldonado, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes,
And are these your initials on the line stating that I want to waive my right to an attorney and represent myself?
yes, sir.
Also, I have before me a document that is titled Waiver of Counsel for Purposes of Entering a Guilty Plea or Proceeding to Trial. Mr. Maldonado, do you recognize this document?
Yes,
And is this your signature on the line that is titled Defendant?
yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Maldonado, I see you had also filled out a document saying affidavit of indigence.
I was just giving extra information if I
Oh, so,
needed to
okay.
be, yeah.
Okay, so you wasn't applying for no court-appointed attorney.
No, sir.
Okay. Now, I'll just keep it on the side. Now, Mr. Maldonado, before you signed and initialed these documents that I've just shown you, did you read the documents?
Yes,
Did you understand what you read?
yes,
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
yes, sir.
Mr. Maldonado, just have a seat. We're gonna have someone from the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office who's gonna come down and talk to you. Three, two. Okay, here we go. Tavares Williams? You have your, okay,
You pick it from there.
yeah, here we go.
Don't need to put this in.
No, that's for you to keep. 332. Come on. Okay. Mr. Williams, would you please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, this is cause number 332508, case of Solid State of Texas versus Tavares Williams. Mr. Williams, how are you doing?
Good, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Williams. I have before me a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials online stating that you want to apply for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
I also have another document that's titled Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And on page 2 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant signature. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Williams, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I've just mentioned to you, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Williams, I've read your answers in the affidavit of indigence. Based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that will be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Bruce Cobb. And Mr. Cobb is going to be given information on how to contact you, and you'll be given information on how to contact him from our court coordinator. You're going to stand on the X in front of our court coordinator, and once you stand, it's the 4X. Once you stand on the X in front of the court coordinator, once she resets your case, she'll once she resets your case, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
I guess I have one question. So I have to have another court date?
So you'll be given another court date because your attorney has to get the case, and he has to prepare to come back to court. Okay. All right. Just stand on the 4X in front of your in front of the court coordinator.
Number 103.
Yeah, first judge.
Oh, yeah,
You have somebody want to for the state?
the general, right? Which one is it? Oh, yeah, so that's right. That's the gentleman in the back.
Thanks, Judge.
Yeah. Here's the point. This is
Well, I'm asking because I got a problem.
Give you.
Well, he wants to, I mean, he can, if you read the paperwork that's, give him the paperwork that's read, that is, it talks about, speak to prosecutor. I mean, the third paragraph says you may not speak to prosecutor about your case unless you sign a waiver of your right to be represented by an attorney. And, okay, Denzel Kennerson. Now your full name is, Denzel Kennerson,
Yes, sir.
or Denzel Keith Kennerson.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Kennerson, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks. Mr. Kennerson, I have before me a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature above the line entitled defendant?
Yes, sir.
And are these your initials online stating you want to apply for court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
I also have another document here. This document is titled Affidavit of Indigence. This document, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant Signature. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Kennerson, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
Is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kennerson, I've read your answers in your affidavit of indigence, and based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirement for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that will be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Peter Doyle. Our court coordinator will give you information on how to contact Mr. Doyle, and Mr. Doyle will be given information on how to contact you from our court coordinator. You're going to stand on the X in front of our court coordinator. She's going to give you that information. Once you get the information regarding your attorney, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
All right.
Ms. Segura? Henry Walker?
First name is Peter Paul. Next court date is August 31st. You should be contacting me within 24 hours. Let me know again. I think that that's me. 24. Thank you.
Okay, this is cause number 332510, case of style, the state of Texas versus Henry Walker. Mr. Walker, is your full name Henry Cornelius Walker?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Walker, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Walker, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Mr. Walker, you may put your hand down. How you doing, Mr. Walker? That's good, Mr. Walker. I have before me two documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. You recognize this document? Do you recognize it? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant Signature? All right, and are these your initials on the line stating you want to apply for court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
Also, I have before me an affidavit of indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And on page 2 of this document, there's a signature above the line that's titled Defendant's Signature. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Walker, before you sign and initial these documents, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Okay. Mr. Walker, I read your answers in your affidavit of indigence. Based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And your attorney that would be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney David Grove. Mr. Walker, you're gonna stand on the X in front of our court coordinator. And once our court coordinator give you the information on how to contact the attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir.
Here you go. Let's see. Richard 2. Okay. Percy Francis.
The attorney's name is David Grove. The next court date is August 31st. You should be contacting me within 24 hours of the meeting. Thank you.
Okay. This is cause number 332528, case of style of state of Texas versus Percy Lee Francis or Percy Lee Francis Jr. Mr. Francis, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Francis, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Francis, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Francis, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Francis?
I'm fine.
You doing all right? Mr. Francis, I have before me two documents. The first document that I have before me is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
And are these your initials? Okay. You have your initials on the line, said you have a court-appointed attorney.
Yes, correct. Right.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Francis, I have a document before me that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant's Signature?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials on the line stating you want to apply for court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
I also have another document here. This document is titled Affidavit of Indigence. And Mr. Francis,
Yes, sir.
do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, Mr. Francis, there are a set of initials. Well, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant Signature. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Francis, before you signed and initialed these documents, did you read the documents? You had some assistance to go over these documents? And did you understand everything in these documents? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Okay, now, Mr. Francis, I've read the answers in your affidavit of indigence. Based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney will be appointed to represent you, in this case, is Attorney Jack Lawrence. Okay, now, our court coordinator is going to give you information on how to contact your attorney, Attorney Jack Lawrence, and Mr. Lawrence will also be given information on how to contact you. Now, once you get the information from our court coordinator, you'll be free to go on your blessed day. All right. Stand right there. Okay. Mr. Coleman,
Yes, sir.
have a gentleman here. Yafet Chambers, would you please come forward? This is cause number 332494. Cases, the style of the state of Texas versus Yafet Jamal Chambers. Mr. Chambers is here for the arraignment. And I have before me also Mr. Tommy Coleman, who is representing, well, who is a assistant district attorney in this case for Jefferson County. Now, Mr. Chambers, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Chambers, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you may put your hand down. Now, Mr. Chambers, earlier, when you came up before the bench, I informed you that I asked, did we know each other? Is that correct? And I know you, I guess, through your mother. Is that correct? Okay, and just to make, and I think I met you back in 2014, if I'm not mistaken, was during an election. Is that correct? Your mother was running for district clerk. Is that correct? And so we met each other on the campaign trail. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Now, other than that, Um, uh, have we had any contact with each other or anything?
No, sir.
Okay. Have we talked about your case or anything? Now, state, is there anything, if there's a potential conflict of interest or a appearance of impropriety, the court will be willing to recuse itself in this particular case.
Judge, based on what I've heard, I don't know that it rises to that level, particularly if the court feels that it can be, that you can be impartial in this case. I don't see any either a parent or actual conflict of interest in this case.
Okay. All right. Now, Mr. Chambers, I have a document before me that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir. That's my-
And are these your initials on the line stating that you would like to apply, or, I mean, that you would want your case reset so that you can hire your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And prior to signing and initialing this document, did you read the document?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
That is correct.
Okay. Now, Mr. Chambers, your case is going to be reset to, and just another issue. His mom, she used to work for the, what was it? Juvenile probation office, is that correct?
I know everybody up here. That's the only bad thing, Judge. I mean, I personally know the same people that my mom knows because I'm the
Yeah.
oldest child. So
Okay,
normally the oldest child know everybody anyway. So
Okay.
it's nothing personal. Like I know the lady right there. I mean,
oh, okay.
yeah, that's
Oh,
what I'm saying. I know everybody.
Yes, yes, my cousin, my first cousin knows his mom.
Right.
Okay.
So I know everybody.
Judge, I don't have a problem with that. I appreciate the full disclosure. The state has no objection.
Okay, okay. All right, now, Mr. Chambers, your case is gonna be reset to give you an opportunity to hire an attorney. You're gonna stand on the forex in front of our court coordinator. And thanks for for being open and honest with the court. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
You're doing a great job because you could act like you didn't know who I was. So thank you for doing something.
All right, you're welcome.
Don't like to see you.
That's what I thought.